Hello everybody, welcome back for some more Tekken 4. I did decide to say screw it, go back and change the main game to easy, so that way we can get through this Let's Play just a little bit faster than normal. You saw that I've beaten the game multiple times on normal. It's not impossible for me to do, but it's just something that I decided to do for the sake of just, well, again, the Let's Play content. Look at that guy there on the right next to Paul with the glasses. Got a big old goofy nose. He looks, weirdly enough, like a different type of character from somewhere. But also, I have a huge thing for rough drawings like this. I love, even though I'm not a big fan of, you know, these extra text cutscene type things. I'm not really a big fan of those, just in anything, really. I will say, I love the art. I love rough, sketchy, or sketch type stuff, where you can definitely tell that, you know, they had to go back through and redo lines and what have you. It's always kind of fun to see that stuff. Oh god, my stomach. Oh. I don't know if you guys have seen that video or not, but there's this one. Basically, it's Mario and Luigi go to Burger King, but it's AI. I'm not a fan of AI art stuff or the practice of it. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But I do think that's, whenever it's like videos that are intentionally meant to be funny and dumb, then yeah, it's fine. Also, for his... Oh, it is. It's down back... Wait, is it just neutral? Hold on. It's down back, you know, circle into, I want to say forward triangle. Because sometimes I think, like, in some games, they change it to where it's not the same exact thing anymore. It is. It's just neutral triangle. Okay. Well, now I know. There's your low sweep. But yeah, Paul is one of the few characters I barely play too much of. I don't necessarily hate Paul. I might give that idea or that impression that I hate Paul. It's not that I do. I've just really never been really good at playing Paul, to be fair. Like, I know I'm not really the best at playing anybody, necessarily speaking, but at the same time, like, I could definitely say for a fact that when it comes to Paul plays, you know, I'm not technically the best. But yeah, you can definitely probably tell that we've now changed the difficulty just a little bit lower. Also, funny enough, like, this Forced era gives me ATV vibes. Those ATV, like, you know, Off-Road Fury stuff, they were always kind of fun back in the day. That guy's got characters in the background have, like, some really low, like, much lower poly. But then again, they weren't designed to look all that great. They're probably like a, not really like a last-minute thing, but just like a who cares. No one's gonna notice. They're not even main characters anyway, so like, who gives a shit if we just design them fully or not? Because that's a lot of unnecessary work that you don't really need to worry about. I think that forward kick thing, that forward, no, not forward. What is it, hold forward kick? Yeah, I think it's like hold forward kick. I want to say that's a new move. I don't remember that too much. But again, this is coming from a non-Paul player, so you tell me. Don't fucking tell me. I don't need to know. It's just a fucking joke, my god. Shit. You know what's weird? I'm surprised we haven't done Paul yet. Like, I keep seeing Steve, and I'm like, oh yeah, we already done Paul. Because they're both like blonde-haired, you know, blonde-haired white guys. So I kind of think like, oh, that's Paul. Although Paul is American, and, well, Steve is... Well, technically, I think he was... Well, he's Nina's son. I forget whether or not... I think he's like... Well, he at least lives in England, I think. If I remember correctly. And I could have sworn Nina was American, but I don't know. And I don't really care to know. That's the thing. I don't give a shit to know fully, okay? But yeah, I remember hating playing Paul's arcade back in Tekken 2. But then during that, I was already not good at playing Paul, and on top of that, not only that, but I was playing on just normal fucking mode, you know, and you guys probably are pretty aware of how normal mode is when it comes to Tekken 2. It can be pretty damn aggressive if you're not, you know, the best player at Tekken, obviously. So for a dumb shit like me that obviously sucks at everything he does, then yeah. It might be kind of hard to, you know. Boom. Also, another thing, if I'm not completely mistaken, I want to say that Paul's hair might have been inspired by Paul Nera from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I don't know. Which that reminds me, so in recent, just to have something to yap about, I don't know what came over me really, but I've been wanting to watch some older anime stuff, right? And like I don't mind older anime stuff. I'm talking about like, you know, 70s to 90s. I did say 80s on my tweet, but what I should be saying is anything from like 70s mostly onward. And then I've seen the OVA for JoJo Part 3. I've seen, well, I've seen, of course, like the new, you know, David Production versions of them, too, of course. And I've also read upwards to, I've read all the way through Part 8 and all that. I'm still working through 9, but I've read everything up to, like, Part 8. I know everything for the most part. I'm just saying. I had a big JoJo thing for a bit there. Anyway, so I like the Dio fight in the OVA version of it, like the original. I think it was maybe 80s, maybe 90s version of JoJo Part 3. I've never seen the Part 1 OVA. I've only ever seen Part 3s, and I genuinely, actually, weirdly enough, do kind of sort of prefer the OVA JoJo or Dio fight. I don't know what it is, and the look of it too, the crunchiness of it and everything. It just looks. I think it looks cool. That's just me though. Which reminds me, I have some drawing things I want to work on today as well. Yeah. I had a new idea that popped in my head this morning when I was laying on the ground. So, whether or not we'll see it anytime soon, that's a good question. Probably not. This is me we're talking about. I tend to be kind of lazy. Unless it's like YouTube content, then it's like really easy to kind of do. I'm going to start pressing X from now on. See if that's like the actual main skin pick or not. Because I keep hitting square to pick costume, and I feel like maybe this game changed to where square is that square might be an alternate. Because I don't think... I don't want to say that might be Heihachi's... I don't think that's his default in this game. I'm not sure. I'm just going to assume probably not. I think he even has that in Soul Calibur 2, doesn't he? I think that's like an extra skin. I want to say he does. I'm never too sure on anything, but still. Also, speaking of Soul Calibur 2, I thought about like starting it up with my brother. Like doing an actual Let's Play of Soul Calibur 2 and not just like an arcade. No, it still would be an arcade run, but it wouldn't be like the... It'd be a numbered Let's Play, if that makes any sense to anybody at all. Essentially what this is, where it's a real quote-unquote Let's Play, like an actual full-on thing for it. Or I could always just do... I could always just do it on my own. Is that Tina from Dead or Alive 6? Or not? She's from the older ones. What the fuck am I talking about? I've never been a fan of Paul's other hair changes. I've always actually preferred his tower hair. Honestly, Paul, yeah, you should go back to ass kicking. That's where all the fun is. Like, I'll argue, I think Paul's a cool character. It's just that I've never really learned fully his playstyle very well. I've never been really good at it. Especially in Tekken 7. I really sucked at Paul there for some reason. Anyway, that's it for this campaign. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time for some more Tekken 4. And of course, as always, take care, everybody.